Aha! Let's see if we're live here. The signal is even picking up. It seems that it's not. Oh, here we go. So I was actually freaking out here because the signal wasn't coming through on my streaming platform, but it seems that it's all good. We're ready to go, and we're going to continue here on our world tour here, our full journey towards a facial rig based on facts, and also on the rig builder with all of the functions that we are able to fit on it, or at least for this stage of the build. Right now we have Bob here, the greatest company that I can have as a virtual friend at this moment. Maybe we'll be able to figure out a better movement for his face than this constant beautiful smile. How's it doing, Bob? How's it going, Bob? Today we're gonna make some progress here. So as usual, if you want to participate, please leave a comment. I'm gonna be talking. Let's get to what is going on the build right now. So basically what's going on is I am evaluating how to go for this blend shapes, and I am using a few references here, and I am also studying a few tutorials on the newest technique, the very fresh techniques that we have on the market right now. One of them being from my friend and co-worker Derek Sessions. I need to check how to actually pronounce his name, but Derek has made an outstanding tutorial on the normal workshop about sculpting the blend shapes of the face. I have been mostly focused on or I am currently focused on the technical side of the facial rig, and right now I am studying also other techniques for sculpting. I don't know how far this is going to, like, what am I going to do with that, given that I am currently working more and more as a TD. But that being said, it is a thing that needs to be done if we got to acquire some results here. But with that, then there are also many other issues that we need to solve here, and the face is mostly solved or like adjusted right now. We have the proper geometry in place with the proper amount of polygons, and also I have tested all the blend shapes here together. They're working, and I'm beginning. So I made a few adjustments as well to the. Let's check it out. So I made a few adjustments to the base shapes, meaning the mouth wasn't closed enough or it was slightly open. And on the last few days, I was also doing the listing of all of the blend shapes that we're gonna need for the rig, and all of the fax blend shapes, so that we can have. Oh, it was loading the complete thing. So now I can turn off this. So I made a few adjustments here. Let it think a little bit. Okay, so I have added also a couple of controls here to the eyes so that we can work on the blend shapes for the eyes looking to the sides. And this was already working, like the controls themselves, the controls itself were working, but the thing is that they were kind of hidden inside of the head. So now we are able to drive the eyes using this curves here that are sticking out. And the reason I chose to be just a curve like this is because right now we don't need that eye look thing that you're gonna drag around. All we need is to be able to position it to some of the sides and also to key it, so that we are then able to sculpt our blend shapes on top of it. Also, the other decision that I have to make is either or how to proceed regarding this eye wet here inside of the eye, which I have. So it is currently not it follows a few of the blend shapes that we have in place, or most of the blend shapes that we have in place, but not all of them, and we need to sculpt much more. So what happens then is I was analyzing a way of dragging this together with the mesh in the initial stages. So when I am sculpting the blend shapes, I'll already be carrying this movement, but I don't think it's going to be possible for now. Maybe with the shrink wrap afterwards, we are going to be able to get the blend shapes for this eye wet, but at the moment I'm not seeing a proper way to deform this together with the mesh. So I'm going to be sculpting a few blend shapes, and so let's say for example eyes closed here. Let's see if it's working at the moment, and it is. So at the moment you can see that not even on this simple shape which comes with the pack, it is not really following. I don't even know where it is right now, if it's completely, let's see what happens to it. Yeah, it is squishing a little bit, but it's not on the proper place there. Like it's a little bit up. So that means that, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to be concerned about it right now. Probably what I'm going to do is sculpt the main, so just turn off both the eyelashes and the eye water, which is a shame, and work with it like this for now. So after that, then I will be figuring out how to make it work with that. I hope I don't have to go through a process of sculpting it, like the same process as I'm doing for the head, but just specifically for that. I think that the shrink wrap might be a good solution. I don't know if it's going to be like watertight, but I don't know. I just don't want to be stuck thinking about stuff that is not relevant at the moment. The most important thing is to get the actual shapes for the face going, and after that, after this rig here, we're gonna have the system that we're then gonna be able to reapply, and hopefully whatever we learn from this one, we reapply for another one. So right now the skinning for the mouth is very simple. It's not meant to be the final one. It's just for us to test, but the mouth is completely closed on the lips, and also the teeth are completely closed. So before it was there was a gap here, and that wasn't really practical for sculpting. And also the mesh had super or much lower poly count. So now we have this all set up and ready to go. I'm not sure how much I will be showing of this process. Maybe I'll be skipping a few of the days that I'm working on it, because the techniques are a mix of techniques that I'm learning from, that some techniques that I know, some techniques that I'm getting from other sources. So let's see how it goes. And yeah, so the main concern that I have right now is I have all the shapes connected, and I will have to duplicate this guy and figure this ones out later. But the problem is, on the new techniques that I'm looking with Derek, which I need to call him. I will call him tomorrow and say, man, your course is amazing. If you didn't see it, please go the normal workshop and check out the course by Derek Sessions on sculpting the fax shapes for the face. As I said before, my focus so far lately has been mostly on the TD side, or like generating joint systems to drive the face. But at some point you either sculpt something or you're not gonna get, well, I mean, at least maybe in the future with simulation, I hope that we can learn something from this this rig, and maybe think of other ways to solve it that are not or blend shape based. But right now it's not a reality. It's not not using blend shapes. It's not going to give us the flashy feel, and there's a lot that there's to learn just from sculpting the blend shapes and the movements of the skin, how it's going to be, how each portion of the skin is going to be behaving. And after we learn that, then we're going to be able to move on, and yeah, that's probably going to be the next step. But that being said, the thing is, we have these blend shapes that are already in place, and we can observe here how it looks without the texture on a normal map. It's pretty clean. So the normal map is going to help us a lot on observing the textures, but the normal map also is, in this case here, exclusive to the eyes open shape, and we also have the normal maps for the eyes closed. So after we're done with the sculpting of the blend shapes, we're going to be able to test or to blend this map so that we get different maps on each of the stages here, like eye open, eyes closed, and then you're going to blend them. So right now we have this eyes closed, we have the squinting of the eyes, and we also have the diffuse map here, but I'm going to be using it gray for now so that we can get a better view just of the model. And also we can see that this could be an issue here, although this shape is not going to be working on its own. We're probably going to be actually adding this one first, and then after that we're going to be adding this guy here. Right now it's double transforming, but we're going to add this as a target in the middle. Or I think that, let me test one technique here as well. Right now I'm just going to be testing a bunch of stuff, and since I'm learning a lot during this process, and on the code part I was solving problems. Right now I'm actually learning and trying to figure out the path here. So I was actually working offline for a bit, but you know what, never mind, I'll just be humiliating myself online. Or not, I mean, it's not that I don't know like all of the steps. A few of the steps I need to figure out, and that's why I'm doing this. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this. Okay, so this then should be something like this. So then the idea here is that, yeah, we just get the delta from that, and then this can be added on top. So it works. So we don't need to do an in between. We can just have like the delta here separated. Oh, excuse me, what's going on here? Am I not in the correct input order here? Yeah. All right, so now it works. Okay, so what I'm going to do next then is I'm going to start thinking about the other shapes that I need here. So let me get my list here of shapes that I actually need right now. So this is the list from Wikipedia or on facts on facial action coding system. And it's one of the information pieces that I'm using as reference. Also, I'm using the anatomy of facial expressions by Uldis Zarim, but I don't know. I don't think I can leave it on screen because that's a paid material, like it's something that we have to buy. So I don't think I can just freely expose it on the stream. But if you're watching this, you can know where is the source of the information. Okay, and then I have my actual list of tasks. Let me close the work stuff here. So here's the full list. I separated it so that I can then just navigate here, see what have I done, what have I not done. There's quite a lot. If you check it, it's like a big gigantic amount of blend shapes, and we need to figure the best way to go for it. So different places teaches different techniques. I have also one technique that I like a lot, which is something that I did before using the Brave Rabbit's sculpting tool, which allows us to easily drag the mesh around. It's a very useful tool. So I'm also going to be testing that right now, so to see that like how much can we use it. Because the main issue that I have right now is one of the techniques that Derek was showing on his tutorial was using the formers to build the shapes here, or to. So for the next shapes, I would have to. Yeah, it would be hard. Basically, it would be hard to continue the way it is here, just using the target straight sculpting on the targets. We would have to have almost like like a separate mesh, and then use the deformers to push and pull and whatever, rotate, which is interesting. But I kind of feel that if I use the sculpt brush from the Brave Rabbit, I wouldn't say better off, but I just feel like you can sculpt inside of the targets here, of the actual blend shape node. This way we don't need to necessarily work outside with the formers and then bring it back in. The problem is with the brush, it is a destructive process, like meaning whatever you sculpt, you kind of lose it, or you cannot go back, right? You can control Z, but with deformers, it's you can push the vertex in the direction that you want, paint the skinning or the weights of the deformer, and then you get this flexible and reversible way of working. So it might be that for some I will use one, for others I'll use so initially then I think that I'll start by let me see. So I'll use my camera here to check how my eyes could behave. See which one's the closest. So man, it's not gonna work. So let me see this one here. I need to check like what's the further away that my eye can go. So I'll just record a quick video here. This is the maximum that I can go down and up. So let's see how that looks. That's quite far away. You can see here. So yeah, I'm just evaluating like what's the maximum that we can use for down, up, or maximum that we need to do. And honestly, it goes just like very far away, almost like so let's key this on this frame here, like frame 0, and then on frame 10 I will then drop it to the side, just like the maximum that his eye could possibly go. And comparing to my eye, I would even say that it could be that. So let me see, looking from the side then also, like I want to see how much of my iris is going to the side. So I just want to have a so I believe the maximum that I can go, it's not even that. So see, this is like how much it goes. My iris, and it gets a little bit covered by the eyelids, but not, it doesn't fully goes into the side of the skull. So it would be, in my eyes at least, it would be something like this. This would be the maximum that I would be able to go. And that is like minus 30 dot, let me see if I can round it up, minus 30, yeah. And I can see a little bit of the white of the eye still. And yeah, let's key this and see how it goes. So then we're gonna like go 10 more frames and zero this out. Key it back again and go 30 and do 30 degrees to the other side, and that should be mostly almost exactly the same, if not the same. Yeah, and that is mostly disconsidering that like one of the eyes would possibly be like the eyes needs to be crossing somewhat a little bit at least. But yeah, from that here we're going to be able to derive the shapes of the eye looking side to side. Right, so then let's go to frame 40 and zero this out again. Frame 50, and we're going to start to go into the up and down domain here. So let me check again. My best reference is myself, or I mean the the best reference is definitely a poor representation of reality, but it's the best reference that I have access right now. So let me just see here. So I'm just checking how much up and down I can look. So you can see here that it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but it's quite down. But we're gonna be able to like, adjust that later. Like it's just for some sort of reference right now. It's almost like this, I feel. And the eyelids will cover most of it. But right now we don't have this shape, so we're gonna have to work on the look down. This is going to be more or less like this, and then we're gonna be working on dropping the lower lid down so that we can see the iris again. Okay, so that being said, it looks like he's scared already, right? So it's okay, Bob. It's okay, man. Let me check Bob here. Bob, it's okay, man. Don't worry. We're treating you very well here, and you're gonna look amazing. Well, I'm gonna do my best at least. So down and like let's get back into the 0 here. And let's key it and go to 70 and key it up. Yeah, let's keep it on -20 here. Because on the gross, there are other shapes like the gross shapes that there are like the eyeballs going up the skull. Let me go with linear here. Yeah, good. Right, so as I said, I'm following a lot of the things that Derek Sessions set on his course, but I'm also looking at his own sources, which is, or his own references, which is the Oldeserium Anatomy of Facial Expressions, which is a book that I've used already over and over in all of my projects. And we're going to be working on one side of the eye, so then we're going to be able to mirror it to the other side. Yeah, this is where it's going to start to get a little shady. I mean, I hope that I am on the right path here. And I guess I'm just going to have to learn with it, because the thing is, I'm trying to keep it organized in a way that it is rebuildable. But in the process of development of the sculpting of the blend shapes, it's going to be hard to create something that is rebuildable right away, because we need to like freely sculpt these blend shapes so that we can then insert them into the blend shape node and export it, and then we're going to be able to import it, and that's going to work properly on the build. But initially that's not the case, so we're gonna have to like save a scene and keep working on external meshes here that are not on the blend shape node. Just fine initially. So what I'm going to do then is begin with the techniques that we are going to be using. So it's going to be the form cluster on the mesh, and then I'm going to select both the cluster and the mesh, and I am going to place the cluster I'm just thinking if I should I'm just thinking if I should sorry, brain freeze, brain lagging. Just thinking if I should parent the cluster to the mesh, but I don't think it's the case right now, because it would be interesting to have it like following the exact same direction of the SDI, but I don't know if that's the case for the other side. It might be that we need different clusters for different movements, so let's go one step after the other, even if I lose like an entire stream or something. And also having the happiness of having some music, at least for me, right? Maybe the people on the stream are not big fans of music, but we have the happiness of having some sound from Epidemic Sound, which is great. Some royalty-free music. So right now I'm going to use the mouse for the beginning, and then after that I'll be moving on into the Cintiq, and then for details or like sculpting probably. So let me see then what do we need here. So the first shape then will be look left or look right. And let's see how this is going to behave, right? Oh yeah, so I need to kind of shut the geometry down, or just the oh no, I think I made a mistake. Oh, I definitely made a mistake. Okay. So we can go, Mr. Skin Cluster. That was the wrong mesh. Or sorry, Mr. Cluster. So we are going to have to do the same process again. Get the... Why do I have two handles here? Oh, there we go. I'm deleting the wrong things already. This is the one that needs to go. So I made a mistake. I have created the cluster on a wrong or on the wrong mesh. So I'm going to correct that now. So now I just want to check, right, how's it going to behave, if we're going to be able to. So I'm checking out my references here, and also I'll probably be checking on my own eye. A nice experience in life. I don't know if you had, well, you probably had this experience already of sculpting and listening to some music. It's just one of the best things. So what I want here is just to continue to paint this and check now, start checking like did I do negative values here? No. So why? How can I subtract? I cannot. Can I do this? So what's the point then? It can work like this. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. But anyways, kind of silly if you ask me, but okay, so it's heavily lagging right now because of the amount of floods that I did. I hope that it gets back. Cool, we're back. All right, so let's see if we can also get something here. Yeah, and I can also see that not only we need to, it's like not like an all single direction push here. We need to actually detach it a little bit. So I'm actually starting to see that one cluster is not going to be enough for. So this is probably going to be like one single shape. Alright, so my computer is probably suffering a little bit right now. Volume's a tiny too high, I guess. I wasn't speaking too much, so I guess I can just listen to some tunes. So I'm trying to just make a touch there. As it moves to the side, it kind of already doesn't look that bad. Funny, yeah? So the next thing then is to adjust the weights. What? Why? Oh no, what have I done? Accidentally made a change that looked better. Well, guess what? Guess it actually works. It's definitely way too strong on the it's not too bad. Like this line here is not too bad, huh? Should I not use this? I can use the other one to make a few adjustments, maybe. Make it super smooth here. Hey man, how long has it been? My friend here, Phoenix Studios, is sending us a message and I didn't see it. Sorry, man. Well, actually, it was actually not that long ago. Or was it? 23, 24. No, it wasn't that long ago. So, man, thanks for stopping by once again. And I'm currently using 2020's version. I still need to update it for the new version. Couldn't do it yet. That works in a super weird way on this thing. Clamp, upper, lower, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there should be a better way. But anyways, let's do it on the hardcore way. Hey, Amesh. Thanks for coming, man. Hope you're doing great. Yeah, today so I'm working. I'm focused here on the sculpting today. So not thinking out loud too much. I guess the most of the brain power is going to trying to figure out the best deformation for this. But I'm here, man, and I'm happy that you guys are stopping by. Cheers. So the clicking is very annoying, right? let me take the. Oh, it's a long. So Umesh is saying that it's a long weekend for him. Man, I'm happy for you, dude. I'm so happy for you. If it was a long weekend right now, you know what I would be doing? The same exact thing. I'm kidding. I would be. I don't know. I need to take some good vacation as well, man. I hope you're having a good time with your family, or that you're planning some very fun, something very fun for you to, take your mind, get your mind a little lighter. Look, I'm using I'm gonna use the Cintiq right now because just clicking a bet is not a very good experience for anyone listening. Like the clicky. Oh my god, I have it on the opposite direction. Let's set up the stuff here. Right, that should work. if we can make this happen like a little faster with the Cintiq, which I'm not using as a Cintiq. I'm mostly right now I'm using it as a tablet. I'm not even looking at it. Might as well just throw like a white background here to get some color. Also, something else that I would like to do is change the camera angle here, because it's yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is, you know, it might be too much. I don't know that the eye would be able to just turn all that much. But anyways, that's the good thing about working with the cluster scheme. I might be causing more harm than. Let me go back to 0 here. So I'm actually saying here that yeah, much needed weekend. I know, man, and I can use some of this long weekends as well. If you have some spare long weekends on your belt. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out now the best looking deformation. It's going to be kind of a patience work. So yeah, I thought that actually the sculpting part was gonna be more, well, it's definitely more visually interesting than the rigging and uh, coding part. But in terms of like talk, I think that the coding part gives you so much material to speak about, right? You can be speaking nonstop, or I'm just not used to speaking about the sculpting part of it. But it's starting to. I think it's kind of not too bad, to be honest. It's kind of flashy, so I will have to add more stuff here. So, like in terms of movement of other areas, I bet you would have a little bit of like volume here on the side, because most of the, you know, the circuits that connects the eye to the brain here. They are moving, they're being like dragged to the side, so I would imagine you would get some volume here. So that's stuff that we're going to be adding, but let's do the basics first. Yeah, man. So this weekend I'm going to do something interesting as well. I'm going to visit the Capilano Bridge here in Vancouver, BC. If you've ever been to Vancouver, there's a bridge that everybody goes, and I actually thought it was going to be a super touristic visit in the beginning, but it turns out that some every once in a while we end up going there. It's a beautiful place. It's not a gigantic place. It's kind of the same old thing. Been there a few times, but it's a very beautiful bridge. And I'm going there with some friends. And you know, Vancouver is a pretty interesting nature place if you've ever been here. And talking about rigging though, now we're going to the next stop here, which is look left. So the first thing that I'm going to attempt is to use the same cluster here, but I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, what I'm feeling right now is that it's much more about the gain of volume here than anything else. So it's be left. I look right. No. No, I can use the. Oh, much better. Ouais. Comment? So I mean, this is a good point here to understand, like, why do we need blend shapes rather than deformers or joints? There might be a better answer that I'll come up with in the future, but right now, you can see that it's very subtle movements in different directions, and it's indeed very hard to replicate that using joints. I'm not saying it's impossible, and it's something that I've pursued for a long time. But at least on this stage, I would imagine that maybe if you combine like the joints with something like Ziva, for example. Oh shit! I just painted it. What's the deal here? Oh, not picked up. Weird. So first of all, let's put this into linear. Yeah, it does feel like too much of a pull here. I don't know. I don't feel like that's the behavior of the eye, if you ask me. But let's just yeah, these adjustments are definitely going to go on and on, but at least we have an initial view of what we need here. So it kind of works on the top, but not on the bottom. It's definitely crashing on the bottom there. So it might be that we're gonna need different clusters for each one individually, or it's just not gonna be working like that. I'm gonna have to use one for the rotation and another for. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work for the bottom part here, so I might as well remove it completely. Yeah, but it definitely feels like on the top part is pushing just like shy of this part here. It needs to kind of pull everything together. What's going on though? Why is it the case that it doesn't update though? Yeah, I mean, it might be the beginning. There's quite a lot to go. How much time I have here? 1 hour. And I guess this is going to be a shorter stream today because I gotta get some sleep. Gotta get some sleep. Yeah, I can see how this could scale pretty quickly in terms of work. It's going to take quite a long time, but one step after the other, we're going to get there. I don't know, I don't feel like this though. Kind of pushing down. Just check the movement here, see if it works. Come on. it looks. I don't know why I have these joints on though. Yeah, we might need a few more adjustments, but we're starting to get there. Like, it's the very first steps here towards making this rig look fleshy and, you know, just getting the eye as best as possible, and then we're gonna be moving on into the mouth, and yeah, there's gonna be a long way to go. I feel like it's starting to move way too soon here. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going here. I mean, there's a lot to digest. I'm gonna think how I'm going to implement this, and let's keep pushing one day at a time. Today was not even 2 shapes. There's about just shy of like 100. So you're gonna be sculpting shapes, my friends, for a long time. How's it going on your end? I know Umesh has a holiday on whatever he is right now, so my god, that's a happy man. And yeah, thanks so much for everyone that participated. I'm gonna cut it off right now because this is going to keep going tomorrow and so on. Maybe I'll get the pace, maybe start to get faster as we move. Right now we're getting 2 shapes today, and it's been like an hour and 15 minutes of stream. It's a short stream today, but we're getting the pace, and once we start getting the pace, we're gonna get it fast, and we're gonna be moving towards getting this facial rig based on facts with all the possible shapes that we desire. I hope, at least. Yeah, man, Amash, have a good night, man. Have a good weekend, long weekend, and for all of you watching this in the future or now or soon, you have a good one, and keep pushing. Let's do it. Let's keep it going. Cool. All right, you guys have a good weekend. Cheers.